All right. Returned. And what are we doing? Well, we were able to detect the player entering our little entrance area. And what are we going to do with that? Let's see. So we have all this information like body name, body shape index, local shape index, body RID. Um, and then in the output here, we can see the body name was details, right? That's the name of our node. So that's not super useful. Um, maybe let's extend the print to see some more information. Right, so let's do, yeah, there you go, Copilot. Good job. So like print out all the things. And we will run this again and see what that tells us. Okay. So details, so time map layer, so that's details. Body RID is this thing. What does it mean? I don't know. Body shape index 0, local shape index 0. Did I close that tab where I was Googling? No, it's still here. Cool. So get layer for body RID gets returns the tile map layer of the tile for a given physics body RID. Such RID can be retrieved when colliding. Tile map.get layer for body RID. Well, we have the body RID. Okay, so maybe we can do something. So we're gonna say, let's see, what do I want to do? First thing I want to do is I want to remove this function, and we're going to edit this, and this is going to be on level entrance insert. What we want to do now is we want to get the tile from the tile map layer. Okay, so if body is a tile map, is that what we saw? No, it's a tile map layer. What is Copilot trying to do for us here? It's making a new variable called tilemap. It is getting some info. I don't think that's what I want to do. We'll take this part. Tilemap layer dot. What methods do we have? What can we do? All the stuff we can just manually draw, huh? Maybe some gets. Get cell tile data is interesting. What is what are the arguments to that? Oh, it has like example code here, so it takes cool words. Right, so you would be able to, if you had the coordinates for like, oh, the player, like the user clicked on a tile, right? You would be able to look up data. Anyway, What was the example here? There was something I saw that made me think I could do something. Get layer for body RID. Well, that doesn't. This I think is maybe not applicable. I mean, it's for Godot 4, but I'm using tile map layers. Get layer for body RID. Where's the tile map layer of the tile? But I already know the tile map layer. And collision node dot position. I don't know. Something about body. Get chords for body RID. Is a real thing. And then we have a body RID. Okay. And so that returns to us a vector. Okay. Var chords. Equals. Yeah. We'll do that. And then get the data for the tile. So tile map layer dot get tile data is a method. Returns the tile data object for the given atlas coordinates and alternative ID. I don't think that's what I want. So tile map layer dot get cell tile data. That was what we were looking for, right? So this will be that. Was it in their example? So if it's present, you can call data dot get custom data, right? And we can in fact emit a signal. That's fair. So this is going to like dump a bunch of stuff to the console and tell us like, are we on the right track here? For now, I'm imagining this is going to be like empty, or we're going to see no tile data found for coordinates. Hopefully we don't get an error, I think is my expectation at this point. So let's rerun this and walk into the abyss and see what happens. Okay, so entered level entrance details. Okay, that's entered level entrance from tile map layer. Is that space needed? I guess so. And then we get tile coordinates, which is 2, -2, which is right? So this is our 0, 0 origin in world coordinates. So I think the tile map, yeah, I think that tracks. And then tile data is a tile data instance. So we should be able to, let's see. So what do we want to do? We want to have some kind of data element in this that is going to be like where to teleport to. Level name, tile data dot get custom data, level name. So returns the custom data value for the custom data layer named param layer name. To check if a custom data layer exists, use has custom data. Okay, so let's rerun this one more time. We'll either get an error or we'll get like null or something. And that's what I want to know. If we get an error, then we'll have to do something else. Or we'll have to like make a check. If it's null, that's fine. Well, I guess we can make a check anyway. We can say like var level name equals guess. And has custom data. We'll just do that. Cool. So if we get that far, then we'll have a level name. Otherwise, we get down here. So how do we provide the level name? Well, we need to go to our details tile map layer, which is the easiest way to get to the tile set, I guess. It's down in here somewhere, but we'll just go here. And then we want to go to the inspector. We're going to hide those. We're going to go to custom data layers, add an element. And this is going to be level name. And the type is a string. Somewhere in there. Or what are our options here? It could be a dictionary. It could be a signal. It could be an object. What if it was an object? And we go to paint and we can pick any kind of object and stuff it in here. So we could we could put the level in here, like the scene. In other words, we could put our well, I don't know about. I mean, we literally could just like take the game and put it inside. Oh, that's fun. Object, no. Yeah. It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense to call a level thing then, but it could just be level. I kind of like it. How does this work? How do we want this to work? Right, so we would is there any advantage to actually just having like a level name string and we look up something? Here's a question. So this is all like, you can make a new anything. Can we just select an existing? Yeah. Click load. Game. So we could just take the game scene and put it in there. Let's rename custom data layer. There we go. Okay, cool. And we'll paint that. Does this work? Can we just do this? We just put a packed scene into there. I guess it'd be cool if the custom data layer there's not a packed scene type, is there? It's not alphabetical, but I'm not seeing one. Node path could be interesting, but yeah, so we'll do that. What are the implications? Like, how does our game scene work? Right, because while we've been working on the world map, we've essentially we had a separate scene, and it's not integrated at all into the overall game. And we're essentially going to like invert how the game works, so that the world map is going to become the main, like the thing when you start the game, you land in and you walk around. So the things that we would normally have done from the menu to start the game potentially need to happen when the scene loads. Well, let's think about that. So we have a main scene, right? So this is how things work today. It has a game scene, a game menu, and then our audio player. Which means, like, right off the bat, the world has the game loaded. And there is this main script which does things. Essentially interfacing with the menu. Yeah, so on game menu, we start game. At least some of the connection between like the top level like main scene and the game is through the game manager, which is our auto load. So we have game scene referenced here, and we are manually like showing and hiding things. Load the game over screen. To do. To do. Because obviously we're not actually doing it. That's a leftover from our template. Kind of thinking, like, how big of a change do I want to make here, and like all at once or kind of incrementally? Because the kind of interaction you expect from a game is maybe a little bit different, with this sort of like you have a like if you whatever the lose condition is or the game over condition, maybe it just takes you back to the menu. It doesn't take you back to the world map. Where I'm going with this, though, is I think what we need to do is we need to remove the idea of the game scene being something that's just part of the main scene. Like, we're just going to remove this node. And then what needs to happen is that when you hit new game, you are... what do we do? What do we do? Or do we replace game scene here with the world map and like make that so that that is the... Yeah, what's in our game scene script? Just a few functions here. We were looking at this before. Okay. So we can just like swap this out with our world map and just have it work otherwise the same way. And then when the world map wants to launch into the game, the level effectively, it's going to load the level and it's going to be on top of things. Question mark? I do have some concern about interaction between like the game level and the world map, or like, oh, both things are loaded and somehow they're going to interfere or interact with each other. I'm not excited about the idea. Well, like we could do a few things, right? So we could have this so that all of both the levels, currently the game scene, and the world map are loaded and removed from the scene tree as we go. Currently, we're not persisting state in any of these things, really. And yeah, think about that. Okay, let's break things. So we are going to all the way down there to the bottom. Delete game scene. And we're going to add a world map to here. Wonderful. And that means the things that we were doing in game.gd to the game scene. What's interesting, do we need to hide the game scene or the whatever, right? The game menu is already on top of the other thing. I don't know that it's even necessary to hide, right? The only thing that matters here is the game menu and showing it or hiding it. Unless there was something that was handling showing, but no, that would trigger something. So we're going to remove those. So is there anything that's referring to game scene now? No. Okay, so that goes away. Cool. So if I play the game, which is something we've not done today, if I play the game, so let's use our main scene, right? And I hit new game. Look at that. It takes us into here. And we didn't, well, there's some stuff in the debugger, but it's just because we have parameters we're not using. Yeah, and then in node tile data found. Interesting. Yeah. That's actually surprising. No, oh, right, because we're looking for something that's no longer called the thing that we were expecting, right? We were expecting level name when we wrote this, but now it's just level. Let's see if we get away with that. Okay. Yeah, there's no name on a packed scene. It's cool. I can use the inspector on remote stuff. What is resource path? Let's print out resource path then as a thing. Resource path. And restart. There we go. And then we can see, yeah, it's the game scene. It should be like level 1 or 1-1 or something. Okay. So then I'm surprised this has worked so well so far. I guess what we want to do is we want to add let's add a node 2D, and this is going to be in here, and this is going to be where we're going to put the level that we load inside of, so that we have a fixed place for it. Is that going to make sense? Because we don't want to just add it to the bottom of the list here, because we always want it to be, we always want the game menu to be after it. Maybe. I mean, we are using layers here for draw order, so I guess it doesn't matter. You know what? Forget it. So I think what I will do is on world map, we're going to emit a signal. So we're going to define a signal in the world map script called a level changed enter level. And this is going to be a level, which is a packed scene. Yep. And then when we get here, yeah, we do that. Good job. Except no, that's wrong. Insert level .emit .level. Yeah. It's one of those times where Copilot is, I'm pretty sure that's like how you would do it in Godot 3. And so it's giving bad advice. Okay, so great. Let's get rid of, there we go, those warnings. Okay, so we emit the signal interlevel. And then that means from our main scene, what we can do is we can go over to node. I thought so. Can we not hook onto the signal that we are providing? Oh, this is world player, not the world's world map. Okay, so we're going to, yeah, if I want to do this the way I want to do it, what folder is entities world player? Interesting. Is there, okay, so we'll put this in scripts. And what I want to do, get rid of all that, and this signal needs to be here. How's this going to work? How is this going to work? So world map is not autoload. We could provide an autoload to proxy this, or this could be on game manager instead of having a separate script. Yeah, that makes sense because we already have that autoload there for that. So don't save that. Get rid of world map script. Yep. Cool. And then in game manager, we've not touched that in a little bit. Game manager. Provide a new signal, interlevel, and that's very convenient because then we can just do game manager .interlevel. Get rid of that, those comments. I'll get rid of that print statement too, and then right. So unfortunately, that doesn't let me do the thing that I wanted to do, where I could like from the attach scripts. It doesn't exist anymore. Where I could just like right click world map and, or not, but I could go over to the node signals and hook onto it. Can't do that because why did I put a signal on the world map? But what we need to do is somewhere we need to hook onto that signal. We need to say when that signal fires, do something. I guess we can do that in the main script. right? We're already hooking onto signals here. So we do game manager dot interlevel connect, and we'll make this function. So Copilot here suggesting, well, we want to pause the game. We want to show the game menu. That's not true. Do we even want to pause the game? I don't think we want to do that either. We don't want to do any of those things. What do we want to do? Instantiate the level and add it to the scene tree. We definitely want to do that, right? So we have a packed scene. We are going to unpack it and make an actual node out of it. And do I believe this is valid syntax? Is current scene is the root node of the currently loaded main scene. Okay. And then we add a child. And then add child returns void. Adds a child param node. Nodes can have any number of children. Have a unique name. What does internal do? If param internal is if param internal is different than internal mode disabled, the child will be added as an internal node. These nodes are ignored by methods like getChildren. Okay, I don't think we need to do that. If param node already has a parent, this method will fail. Well, it won't because we're instantiating it. I guess the question is, I think the thing that we'll still need to solve is like, how do we clean this up? Right? Because, well, we'll see. We'll see. I think there'll be a problem there to do. Let's just put it to do clean up. Hide the game menu is probably something we want to do. Just in case. I don't think that's a thing though. Like there's no way. No, I don't think we want to do that. Right? Because I guess you could, maybe there's a possibility of you like moving the character into the detection area and hitting escape and pausing the game. But I don't think it matters. I don't think we need to do that. We'll just let kind of the normal mechanism work. So that's going to add. It's going to do something. Let's see what it actually does. Right, so we load, we get new game, we walk over to the, I guess, dungeon entrance. Bam, and then here we are. Yeah, so you know how I was saying something about interactions? Here's our interaction. And the reason like the character is stopping is, of course, it's colliding with things that aren't visible on this screen but are still there. Oh, right, and so our character, which, yeah, just random artwork, right? Our character in this level, though, is colliding with things on the other tile map layers from the world map. That's what's happening here. It's a hot mess. Do we just need to hide the world map? Is that all there is to it? Or I didn't want to remove it because that's going to cause issues, but maybe we can just hide it. And then hide the world map. which we don't have a reference to because it hadn't added a reference to it. Var world map. I think it's called world map, right? Yeah. Okay. What does this do? Better or worse? All right. Ooh. That's bad. Oh, I see. So I'm hidden, but I'm still controlling. Okay. Can we pause? Do we have to just remove the world map from the scene tree? Is that what we have to do? There's not like a pause, is there? World map. I don't know. And I suspect this is not going to help our situation. Yep, that's true. It's not. Okay. I guess we have to remove the world map. If we're gonna do that, then we just abandon the idea of having a world map as a thing. Whoops. Moves lines there. So we do this. We remove world map here. Yep. Great. We add world map when we start the game. Figure out how that's gonna work. So on game menu, start game. We unpause. We hide the game menu. We start the music, and we call setup game. Should setup game. No. We should do it here. Start the music. Add the world map to the scene tree, and we should definitely have a var export. Yeah. Var world map is a packed scene, right? And then okay, cool. And so when we enter a level, we need to remove the world map from the scene tree. If world map in, does that work? World map. I mean, world map is a var. I don't think that works. Can you compare a packed scene to a set of children? Or do we save a world map instance? I guess we save a world map instance. There you go. And we do this. There we go. So we introduce some state. Let's also get rid of this warning because I'm tired of seeing that. All right. So when we load a level, we instantiate the scene of the level. And then we remove the world map instance. And so we're not keeping around the level or the world map. That's going to have some negative consequences for once we get to the point where we want to like leave the level and go back to the world map. But that's a feature us problem. Let's see if this works at all. Can I hit new game? Oh, right, because we didn't set here what our world map is. And so we are going to pick world map scene. There we go. And then restart. And there we go. And now we are a completely different character. The camera is broken. Probably should look at these debugger and output things. Physics interpolation is disabled in the project settings. Recommend enabling it to smooth out physics-based camera movement. Okay, well let's do that while we're here. Physics interpolation is disabled. We can HYSI physics 2D. Do we see interpolation run on separate thread? Yeah, why wouldn't we do that? Let's do it. Do we have interpolation? Don't see it. Comment? There it is. What does that do? If true, the renderer will interpolate the transforms of physics objects between the last two transforms so that smooth motion is seen, even when physics ticks do not coincide with rendered frames. If true, physics jitter fix should be disabled by setting physics jitter fix to 0.0. Okay. What else did it say? This property is only read when the project starts. To toggle it, oh, I see. You can do it in runtime. So what does jitter fix do? And what was the implication of setting it to 0? Controls how much physics ticks are synchronized with real time. For 0 or less ticks are synchronized. Such values are recommended for network games. Higher values cause higher deviation of in-clock and real clock, but allow smoothing out frame rate jitters. Jitter fix is automatically disabled at runtime when physics interpolation is enabled. When using a custom physics interpolation solution, physics jitter should be disabled by setting it to 0. Okay. So if it's already disabled when this is set to true, then why are you telling me to set it to 0? I did it. So let's stop and start. And then we'll look at what the debugger is telling us. Probably telling me all the bad things I'm doing. Bam. Okay, that didn't fix the camera, but that's okay. What's in the debugger? Errors. Okay. Camera 2D overridden to physics process mode due to use of shouldn't have clicked it. Main.gd line 50 on game menu start game. Camera 2D overridden to physics process mode due to use of physics interpolation. Huh. Sure. Is there body set shape disabled? Okay, but it's not in my code. Okay, we're gonna ignore that. So in game, we have a camera. I guess the question is going to be, should I move all the camera stuff to... I mean, I really don't want to, right? Because the behavior of the camera should be different for the world map versus the individual levels. The other thing that I could do is I could move the camera. I still don't want to do that. Camera 2D. It's currently disabled. Process callback physics. Camera 2D over into physics process mode. There's something else. Physics interpolation mode on. Sure. Oh, I think maybe this is a one-time thing because we changed the project setting and then we ran it and it updated this for us. Camera 2D. Follow target player. Sure. Tween on load. What does tween on load do in this context? I have a thought that maybe the camera needs to like move itself when we load in. Like, why is it's not following us? The camera should be following this character, and it's not. Let's take a look here. Phantom Camera Manager. Phantom Camera 2D. Phantom Camera Host. Yeah, so this is the auto load. Follow target. Okay, this is this character because it has this half sword. That's fine. Let's go back. Okay, so this is our Phantom Camera 2. Follow targets is an empty array. Follow path, zoom, snap to pixel, frame preview. Tweet on load didn't do anything, so I don't know. I wonder if there's something we need to do when we're switching between scenes like this with different cameras. I might have to dig up the docs. That's fine. We can pause still and unpause. That still works. That's nice. Okay, so what is this add-on code that we're using for the camera? Phantom camera, of course. It's right there. I suppose I still have a tab. There it is. So what happens if I have multiple cameras? Host layers determines which just happen to be here. Not just a coincidence. I don't know if this is relevant. Let's see. Determines which PCAM host this PCAM should recognize. At least one corresponding layer needs to be set on the PCAM node for the PCAM host to recognize it. Layer value uses a bit mask. Okay, so let's see. Multiple Phantom cameras. Excuse me. When multiple PCAMs are in a given scene, the priority property is what determines which one controls the camera node. The one with the highest value. So notably, there are not multiple cameras here, right? Because we have the game, but we don't have the world map anymore, right? So there's only this camera 2D and this Phantom camera 2D. Why is okay, that doesn't do anything. Phantom camera manager, main game. Okay, so there aren't two cameras. Player PCAM, node PCAM. So there are not multiple Phantom cameras. There are not multiple cameras. What happens if we are... Yeah, changing the active PCAM when there are multiple in a scene is also what triggers. What happens if I... Let's see, it's scene requirements. Once installed, and they can start with that on. You need a camera 2D 3D node. Without a parent node except for the scene's root. Phantom camera host node is a child of the camera 2D 3D. I don't understand. So obviously what its requirements say no longer is the case, but it wasn't before. Like when we had the game loaded before, the node was just above the game menu, but otherwise the same, and the camera was still here, and it did work. Phantom camera hosts 164. Phantom camera host, is that this? 164, yeah. Active pcam 2D is empty. Interesting. Active pcam missing. Okay, interesting. Host layers. Okay, let's stop the game and let's take a look at a few different things. We're gonna figure out how to make this work. So host layers, maybe 2D. Maybe this should be a different number than what's in the world map. Right, so this is set to 1 and 1. Or maybe camera 2D and phantom camera host should be in our main scene. And phantom camera 2D, I don't know. I really don't. Let's try this though. And if this doesn't work, then I'll try to move things around. So this works. And then when we switch scenes, the camera does not follow us, which it's supposed to. Oh no, I got smushed by the slime. All right. So what I want to do is I want to try taking these two nodes, moving them here. Paste. There we go. We are going to set phantom camera host to, well, it'll be layer 1 and 2. Let's do 1 and 2. And then phantom camera here. This will be host layer 1. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Definitely not. And this will be 2. And will this do things? I don't know. I really don't. Let's track. Make sure that, yeah, so world player map. Okay, that's good. What does this do? Well, so far so good. The camera works. It follows us. And then, hey, all right, we fixed it. Yeah, I'll take a sword. All right, and then I hit F, and it crashed the game. Great. Awesome. Okay, well, Twitch is telling me it's time to take a break. So this is a good time to take a break because it'll give us something to immediately come back to. So I'm gonna pause here for like 3 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll do some more. So